The movie opens with Bianca, a bright and hardworking student who often becomes the target of mockery from her classmates because they don't see her as attractive. Despite this, Bianca is one of the most intelligent students in her school and a talented violin player. However, she never really pays much attention to her looks or outfits. In contrast, her best friends Jess and Casey are considered among the most beautiful girls in school. Jess is passionate about fashion design, while Casey shines as both a soccer star and a tech-savvy hacker. One day, a guy at school approaches the trio and offers tickets to a dance party. Jess and Casey politely refuse, explaining that they already bought theirs online. Bianca doesn't buy one at all because she dislikes dancing in crowded places and fears being made fun of. As they continue walking down the hallway, they bump into Madison, the most gorgeous yet meanest girl in school. Madison invites Jess and Casey to her house party, but when Bianca curiously asks what she should wear if she comes, Madison instantly cuts her off, saying the guest list is limited and there's no room for her. To fix the situation, Casey hands Bianca her own invitation, saying, "Problem solved." This act clearly annoys Madison, who despises Bianca and never considers her attractive enough to hang out with them. Later that day in class, the teacher asks if anyone wants to volunteer to write a report about the school's social life and present it at graduation. No one steps up, and Bianca avoids raising her hand because she's afraid of being laughed at. Deep down, she doesn't even want to attend the graduation ceremony. But to her surprise, the teacher selects her anyway, saying she's intelligent enough to handle it perfectly. Bianca tries to decline, but the teacher insists. After class, Bianca tells her friends that she doesn't even have a date for prom. Jess suggests they make a list of potential guys, but Bianca isn't interested in any of them. In truth, her heart already belongs to Toby, the handsome and gentle guitarist. She has a massive crush on him but is too shy to talk to him or confess her feelings. The next day, Wesley, the charming and popular guy who's been Bianca's neighbor and childhood friend, comes over to say hi. They chat casually until Madison, Wesley's ex-girlfriend, appears. She mockingly asks Bianca if she's trying to flirt with her ex. Bianca quickly denies it, explaining they were just talking, but Madison throws a mean remark her way and walks off. Later at home, Bianca's friends remind her that Toby will be at the upcoming party if she decides to go. Bianca shows them her planned outfit, but it looks unflattering. That's when her mom steps in, saying she owns much better clothes. Bianca's mom, a divorced life coach, tells her daughter she should dress in a way that shows confidence and self-assurance. She then leaves Bianca to figure things out herself. That night at the party, Bianca shows up in an outfit that doesn't really match the vibe. She stays to herself, feeling out of place while everyone else dances and laughs. Wesley spots her watching Toby perform with his guitar and approaches her. He compliments her, saying she looks nice and that her friends are stunning. He then asks if there's ever a chance he could meet them, but Bianca cuts him off, saying he can handle things on his own. Wesley laughs and teases her, saying she must be used to people asking her about her friends, since she's basically the duff. Confused, Bianca asks what that means. He explains that DUFF stands for Designated Ugly Fat Friend. The less attractive one in a group who makes her prettier friends look even better and is easier to approach because no one sees her as a threat. His words hit Bianca like a punch. Wesley then asks her how many people a day come up to her just to ask about her friends. She admits, a lot. He asks how many approach her directly, and when she can't answer, she feels crushed inside. Angry and embarrassed, Bianca throws her drink in Wesley's face and storms out of the party. Back home, she breaks down in tears, replaying his words in her head. What he said hurt deeply because, on some level, she knew there was truth in it. The following day at school, Wesley tries to apologize and explain that he didn't mean it in a cruel way, but Bianca is still furious and refuses to forgive him. As Bianca walks through the halls with her friends, she starts noticing how everyone's attention goes to Jess and Casey, while no one really acknowledges her. She suddenly stops and confronts her friends, asking, "Since when did you both realize I was your DUFF?" Casey responds, "Since when do you care what people say?" Feeling betrayed, Bianca snaps at them, saying, "I'm done talking to you. You just use me to make yourselves look better." She then declares their friendship over and storms away, leaving them shocked. A while later, Toby stops her in the hallway to talk, but she's so nervous she can barely get a word out. In class, Bianca overhears the teacher telling Wesley that his grades have dropped and he might lose his sports scholarship if he doesn't improve. Out on the field, Bianca approaches Wesley with a deal. He'll help her learn how to talk to and impress Toby, and in return, she'll tutor him so his grades improve. Wesley agrees, but insists they start with something fun. Shopping. They go to a clothing store where Wesley keeps picking out stylish outfits for her to try on. Bianca reluctantly models them, but he insists she looks great. Meanwhile, Madison's friend secretly films the entire thing without them noticing. As Bianca tries on more outfits, Wesley records her dancing and joking around, pretending to flirt with an imaginary Toby. Laughing, Bianca warns him, "If I ever see that video anywhere, I'll gouge your eyes out." What she doesn't realize is that Madison's friend has already sent the secret footage to Madison. Afterward, Wesley takes Bianca to lunch and tells her she needs to practice talking to people. He points to a guy wearing glasses and tells her to go get his number. Nervously, Bianca approaches him and says, "What do you think? Want to go out sometime?" The guy frowns and says, "Oh, I get it. This is a prank, right?" Bianca awkwardly plays along, saying, "Of course," before walking away embarrassed. Determined to improve, she keeps asking random guys for their numbers, but fails every time because she's too awkward. Exhausted, she sits down at a cafe table until a friendly waiter compliments her smile. Encouraged, she successfully gets his number. Wesley grins and says, "That's a perfect 10. Well done." As they leave the mall, Madison suddenly appears, pretending to be surprised. "What a coincidence. What are you two doing together?" she asks. Not wanting to ruin his image, Wesley quickly lies, saying, "We just bumped into each other." That night at home, Bianca learns that her mom has joined a dating program because she's tired of being single. Bianca confides in her mom, admitting she has a crush on a guy from school. Her mom gives her advice, though it sounds more like she's coaching a client than talking to her daughter. Bianca politely thanks her and heads to her room. The next morning at school, Bianca walks through the hallway with a bit more confidence, wearing one of the new outfits she bought with Wesley. But her mood shifts instantly when everyone suddenly bursts into laughter. She looks up at the hallway screen and freezes. The secret video of her trying on outfits and dancing has been leaked online. The clip shows her jokingly pretending to flirt, laughing and spinning around, now edited with mocking captions calling her the DUFF. Everyone around her laughs and whispers. Her heart sinks. She runs to the bathroom and hides in a stall, fighting back tears. After a few minutes, she gets furious, knowing exactly who did it. Madison. That same day, she finds Madison in the cafeteria surrounded by her followers. Bianca storms up to her and demands, "Why would you do this?" Madison smirks and says, "Relax." "It's just a joke," Bianca shouts. "You humiliated me." Madison leans in and whispers, "You did that to yourself, DUFF." Unable to hold back her anger, Bianca grabs a tray of food and throws it all over Madison in front of everyone. The cafeteria explodes with laughter and cheers, and Bianca storms out, shaking with emotion. Later, Wesley finds her sitting alone under the bleachers, clearly upset. He sits beside her and apologizes for not realizing how much the word DUFF hurt her. Bianca tells him, "I'm just tired of being the joke." Wesley reassures her, saying she shouldn't care about what others think, that people will always find something to laugh at. Over the next few days, Wesley keeps helping Bianca boost her confidence, teaching her how to walk, talk, and hold eye contact. They spend time at the arcade, at the coffee shop, and even practice mock conversations where Bianca pretends to flirt with random guys. Bit by bit, she starts feeling different. She begins dressing for herself, not for approval. She starts speaking up more in class and even cracks jokes that make others laugh. During one of their sessions, Wesley opens up about his life too. He admits that his parents constantly fight, and sometimes he feels like he's living just to meet everyone's expectations. Bianca listens closely, realizing that even someone as popular as Wesley struggles behind the mask. As they sit on the hood of his car overlooking the city lights, Bianca smiles and says, "You know, you're actually not that bad." He laughs softly and replies, Don't tell anyone. It'll ruin my reputation. For the first time, she feels completely comfortable being herself. Unfortunately, Madison's friends secretly captured the entire thing on camera. The following morning at school, Madison confronted Bianca, taunting her while showing the embarrassing video of her awkward attempts at asking guys for their numbers. With a smug grin, Madison said, "I also know what went down between you and Wesley. Just so you know, he and I are getting back together, so stop holding on to something that was never yours. Face it, I run this school and you'll never matter." She walked away, leaving Bianca completely shattered. That Friday, Bianca dressed up and put on the outfit she'd chosen for her big date with Toby. On her way downstairs, she ran into her mom, who excitedly shared that she too had a date that evening with someone she'd met through her dating program. On her way out, Bianca stopped by Wesley's place to thank him for all his advice. Wesley surprised her by saying his grades had finally improved, and his teacher had allowed him back into the scholarship group. All thanks to Bianca's tutoring. Bianca smiled proudly and continued on her way to Toby's house, eager yet nervous about the evening. When she arrived, she was surprised to find that they weren't going out anywhere. Toby had actually prepared dinner at his house instead. She noticed the chairs at the table were placed too far apart, so she subtly moved them closer while Toby brought the food from the kitchen. The dishes looked impressive, and Toby proudly told her that if he ever took cooking seriously, he could become a world-class chef. Throughout the meal, he kept complimenting her, but Bianca couldn't stop thinking about Wesley, his smile, and their moments together, which made her uneasy. After dinner, they went outside to sit under the stars. When Bianca mentioned feeling cold, Toby offered her his jacket like a true gentleman. Then he grabbed his guitar and played a few sweet melodies. As they talked, Toby found out that Bianca was no longer close with Jess and Casey. He casually said, "They're great people. You should really make up with them. They'd understand what happened. Honestly, they're two of the prettiest girls in school." He kept talking about them, and Bianca finally snapped, saying she wasn't friends with them anymore. Toby, trying to smooth things over, added, "Well, one of my friends actually wants to meet them. Maybe you could set that up?" Bianca was crushed hearing this from the guy she believed truly liked her. She accused him of using her just to get to her friends. Realizing she was right, Toby tried to defend himself, explaining that when she first asked to hang out, he thought she'd bring Jess and Casey too, and that one of them might have liked him. Furious and heartbroken, Bianca stood up, tossed his jacket at him, and stormed off. As she was leaving, she noticed the truth. The food wasn't homemade at all, but ordered from a restaurant. Her heart broke even more knowing everything was fake. In tears, Bianca sent Wesley a voice note, telling him that Toby had been using her just like everyone else. Later that evening, she went to Wesley's house, hoping to talk, but froze when she saw him with Madison again, laughing and acting cozy as if nothing had ever happened. Devastated, Bianca quietly turned around and went home. She spent the rest of the day locked in her room, crying over how things had fallen apart. A few hours later, Wesley showed up at her house after hearing her message. Bianca tried to act calm, saying she was fine and had moved on, but then confessed that seeing him with Madison at her favorite spot had hurt her deeply. Wesley, confused, asked what he had done wrong, saying he thought they were real friends. Bianca snapped, saying, "No one ever actually wants to be friends with me. You were embarrassed to even be seen with me." Her voice trembled as she added, "Let's stop pretending, Wesley. Just go home." She shut the door, went upstairs, and spent the night lost in her thoughts. Meanwhile, Wesley also sat alone, heartbroken and frustrated by her words. As graduation nears, Bianca reconnects with her friends and learns to accept herself. Her mom's words inspire her to attend prom, where she stuns everyone with a dress she designed herself. Madison tries to humiliate her, but Bianca finally stands up for herself, saying she's proud of who she is. When Wesley is crowned prom king, he rejects Madison and chooses Bianca instead. Later, Bianca's article about self-acceptance becomes a hit at school, and Wesley earns his scholarship back. The movie ends with the two driving away together, confident, happy, and free from everyone's judgments.